as you know, a month or so back, maybe 6 weeks or so back, I was watching a documentary. And the documentary was one that Kit Gruelle from North Carolina had done on domestic violence. And it really hit home because while I commend our legislators and love the fact that they're looking at legislation and our Attorney General is working on prosecution and some other things, what I really have always felt is that domestic violence is a cultural issue and that we have to tackle it as a cultural issue. And that means very much going from the ground up, saying what can we do to prevent. And when I saw this documentary, it's exactly what it talked about, was the cultural sides of domestic violence. So I asked Kit Gruelle to come. I asked her to meet with many types of people that met in the room and from all over the state and asked her what do we need to do and how we need to do this to once and for all say no to domestic violence in South Carolina. And I knew this wasn't going to be a quick fix, but I'm okay. I don't mind if this is going to take us longer. I don't mind if this is going to be hard. Not when you've got an army like this. So what we want to do is, while legislators are working up here, we want to work down here. So let me give you examples. We want to make sure that we know what to watch for when it comes to domestic violence victims on the ground level. The cosmetologist that's doing a person's hair and notices something wrong. The pastor that can tell a difference in a family. A teacher who sees a child and knows that something is going on. Those are the people that know. That 911 operator that answers the phone and the woman's ordering pizza and trying to tell her something is very wrong. Those things are where we're trying to go, is to the heart of what people see. Everybody in South Carolina knows about domestic violence, but nobody talks about it. They whisper it. They whisper it to their friends. They whisper it to their neighbors. They whisper the fact that they think that person might be abused, but they never talk about it. That's what we're going to change in South Carolina. But we're going to talk about it from the local level. Every county, we're going to go into every county and see what they're doing and what patterns they have. We're going to make sure people are educated and trained. We're going to take the stigma out of domestic violence and make sure that we know that we are all responsible. And if you don't think you're responsible, if you don't see the relationships, we all know someone that has been a part of domestic violence, whether they were a child that grew up in a family that had it, whether they are someone that has been a victim of it. All we have seen it. And what does that do? Because if you know, and I know of a friend that was, she got pregnant early just to get out of the house. You see substance abuse. You see increased gang activity. You see kids fall out of school. You see all kinds of things, juvenile crime, everything. So what does that do to South Carolina? It does cost you money because you see it in what happens in corrections. You see it in lost worker productivity. You see it all over the state. So while it doesn't have the big dart on it that is domestic violence, it's here. It's a part of who we are. And when you look at the rankings, we can no longer be embarrassed about it unless we choose not to do something about it. But we could be proud about something if we say, yes, we have a problem. Yes, we're going to take it on, but we're going to take it on from a community level, from the ground up. So the way we've done this is I'm signing an executive order that will create the South Carolina Domestic Violence Task Force. You know me well enough to know that that I'm not a believer in task forces unless they prove results and action is taken. So this will probably take us about a year to get through this. We will have quarterly public meetings. We want the public to be involved. We want them to hear and be a part of the stories that we take. We will have 3 subcommittees of this, and Director Shirley from Corrections will lead the Division on Criminal Justice. We will have Director Rochelle Taylor from LLR lead the Division on Community Outreach, and we will have Katie Morgan from DSS lead the Division on Victim and Offender Services. We are talking to Kit Gruelle through every part of this process to make sure that we're finding out the right things, that we're asking the right questions. The key is, I know that I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I'm a sister, and I've got to protect those around me. But in order to protect those around me, we have to change the culture. And if we don't, we will continue to see generational cycles of domestic violence in South Carolina. But with this army that is completely committed